This is ANN News Brief.
The record floods in Sudan is reported to have affected nearly one-third of cultivated land and close to 600,000 households. At least 100 persons have been killed. The United Nations Food and Agriculture Organization says more than 1 million tons of grain have been destroyed, which is a staple food crop, and many families are having to cut down to one small meal a day. The FAO says that the locust storms, which have devastated crops in the Horn of Africa, also still threaten the country. Incomes have been affected too, as commercial crops, including bananas and mangoes, have also been badly hit. The Office of Mali's interim president said in a tweet the West African Regional Bloc Economic Community of West African States, ECOWAS, has hinted that sanctions against Mali could soon be lifted. ECOWAS imposed punitive measures following Mali's military overthrow of President Ibrahim Boubacar Keïta in August. ECOWAS had demanded resumption of civilian rule, but despite civilian President Ban Dao and Prime Minister Mokhtar Ouen being appointed, the sanctions are still in place. Earlier this week, Nigeria's President Muhammadu Buhari said there were still some gray areas that needed to be worked out before relations could return to normal. For instance, Mali's new vice president is former junta leader Colonel Assimi Goïta, and ECOWAS wants to make sure that he cannot become president. Ndao is a former military officer and defense minister. We'll be right back.
Whether in your house, at your office, on your phone or online, we are there. We have the facts behind the headlines. We cut to the chase with the news you really need. We cover every angle. We are the bigger, better news network. We are African News Network. ANN. Watch ANN News on MITV from a truly African spirit.
Tunisia has gone into an agreement with the United States to strengthen its defense. American Defense Secretary Mark Esper signed a 10-year military cooperation deal with Tunis on Wednesday during his first stop on regional tour, hailing U.S.-Tunisia collaboration over the conflict in neighboring Libya. Esper said the deal to help Tunisia to protect its maritime ports and land borders would deter terrorism and keep the corrosive efforts of autocratic regimes out of the country. The past decade has seen growing cooperation between the Pentagon and Tunisia, particularly on counter-terror training and securing the North African country's long border with Libya, where jihadist groups operate and world powers back rival sides in a complex war. Washington in 2015 classified Tunisia as a major non-NATO ally, allowing for reinforced military cooperation. The two sides regularly hold joint exercises, and since 2011, Washington has invested more than $1 billion in the Tunisian military, according to the U.S. Africa Command. That is ANN News Brief at 10. For details on these and other breaking stories, visit our website, annafrica.news. Conversation continues on our social media platforms, Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook at ANN Africa TV. I'm Lucy Ademi.